California is the country's most populated state, known for movie stars, gold mining, beautiful coastlines, and of course, scary haunted stuff that will keep you up at night. From one of the country's most haunted houses located in San Diego to haunted locations in the Yosemite National Park, here are the creepiest haunted places in California.
But first, we'd like to thank you guys for leaving all the great comments. Keep it up, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video.
Number 13. Hollywood Forever. One of the most unique cemeteries in the world is located in Santa Monica, California, and contains the resting places for many Hollywood celebrities, especially during the early years of film. There are more tombs of Hollywood stars and celebrities here than anywhere else in the world. This was originally founded in 1899 near Paramount Studios. It's listed as a National Register of Historic Sites and as a tourist attraction for those who may want to pay homage to one of their favorite personalities. Notable residents include Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and Sr., Charlie Chaplin, Mel Blanc from the Warner Brothers cartoons, and one of the more visited, Johnny Ramone. Number 12. Space Mountain Disneyland. Disneyland is often said to be the happiest place on Earth, but it could also be one of the most haunted places on Earth as well. This amusement park seems to attract more than just smiling children. It also seems to attract ghosts. What ghosts out there wouldn't want to come to Disneyland if you think about it? Due to the high volume of guests who come here, there's bound to be a couple of tragedies that happen every now and then. Space Mountain is said to be home to a woman who gives off a greenish glow known as Disco Debbie. Number 11. New Ariya, California. This tourist attraction is actually closed to the public, and there's a good reason for this. This is because it's highly contaminated to the point where it's almost too dangerous to clean up. There's also a stream here that's bright orange that's as corrosive as battery acid flowing around here. It's believed that it contains mercury, aluminum, iron, and nickel. The toxic ghost town near the stream in San Benito County, California is named after the New Ariya mercury mine. The town was settled in 1854 when pioneers began coming across cinnabar, gold, and mercury. The discovery of mercury was important for gold mining, and this happened during a time when gold mining was sweeping through Northern California. Now it's currently abandoned and probably somewhere you should avoid going to. Number 10. Yosemite's Half Dome. Yosemite National Park is considered to be one of the most haunted national parks in the country, and the valley where the Half Dome is located is considered to be cursed and haunted. This massive granite dome is found on the eastern end of Yosemite, and it looks like some giant just chopped a mountain in half. There have been many daring attempts to conquer the peak of the Half Dome since 1875, which rises 4,737 feet above the valley floor. It's a little bit easier now with the installation of cable routes, but still a challenge nonetheless. The peak is known to attract lightning strikes, so hikers need to be aware of the weather conditions before climbing up this strange geological formation. Falling trees during storms also cause potential problems. Number 9. Bodie, California. This creepy abandoned town has been left like this for the past 150 years and was deserted by gold miners who all lost hope in striking it rich. A group of pioneers followed the pioneer named W.S. Bodie to head west in order to explore the Sierra Nevada mountain range after a little bit of gold was found in 1859. This town was off to a pretty slow start up until 1876 when a profitable ore was actually discovered. This brought the town to a respectable population of 7,000 people in 1879. There were roughly 2,000 buildings here, and it's possible that at one point in time it was actually California's second largest city. The bustling town began to decline when mining profits reached an all-time low, and people were not getting used to the freezing climate during winter. The town's population decreased by 41% from 1880 to 1890, and in the 1920s, it finally became a ghost town. Only a few people would choose to cling on to their property here. Nowadays, it's one of the best preserved ghost towns and a popular place to photograph at night. Number 8. The Winchester Mystery House. Sarah Winchester had a lot of money after her husband, the creator of Winchester repeating rifle, passed away. Sarah had visited a psychic who claimed her that she would be haunted by all the lives who were killed by her husband's death device. Sarah believed the only way to escape all the spirits was to move west to California. Her $20 million inheritance in 1884 was enough to build her one of the most outlandish mansions to this day. The spirits apparently consulted her on how to build the house. Her favorite number was 13, and you'll notice this throughout the design. Strange things like stairs that led to ceilings, bathrooms inside of bathrooms were made to confuse her demon attackers. Many believe this house is still haunted by Sarah and the victims of the Winchester rifle. Number 7. Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is located in Hollywood, California, which often catered to the rich and famous, including celebrities such as Marilyn Monroe. It was named after the president Teddy Roosevelt, and many ghost sightings have occurred here. It was one of the favorite hotels that Marilyn was accustomed to, and many ghost reports tend to tell the same story of seeing her putting on makeup in front of the mirror. Others say that they can see her spirit in the mirror when they're looking at their own reflection. She stayed in the poolside suite, room 1200, and some have even claimed to see her spirit at the pool too. There are also rumors that room 928 is haunted by Montgomery Cliff, and hotel guests claim to feel mysterious cold air brush past them here. Would you dare to stay the night there? Number 6. Alcatraz. This infamous prison located on the island of the San Francisco Bay is an iconic image of the city and possibly the most well-known deserted place in the world. Alcatraz Island was originally built as a fortress, but later on transformed into a military prison in 1861. In 1933, it became a federal prison up until 1963. In 1986, it became a National Historic Landmark and can be reached by a quick ferry ride. Many still find this isolated prison that housed some of America's most notorious inmates to give off quite a creepy vibe. Some feel as though it's haunted from the spirits of the prisoners. The lighthouse is the oldest one ever built on the West Coast, and legendary escapes from the prison have been turned into movies. Number 5. Queen Mary, Long Beach. This large boat that sits in Long Beach looks similar to a smaller version of the Titanic, which already makes it pretty creepy. Add in some rumors about it being haunted, and it's sure to make our list. The historic ship has an important role during American history and is known for transporting more than 800,000 troops across the Atlantic. It currently sits in the harbor and operates as a floating hotel, and while attracting many living guests, it also seems to attract some supernatural guests as well. There are currently an estimated 150 known spirits to lurk around on board. Over the past 60 years, there have been a recorded 49 people who went deceased. Many claim the engine room is one of the most haunted spots, and during the filming of a movie, door number 13 claimed 2 lives when it fell over. There have also been sightings of ghosts of women wearing 1930 swimsuit gear to the pool. Number 4. Hotel del Coronado. Another mysteriously haunted hotel in Southern California makes our list, and it's actually one of the most iconic buildings in the city of San Diego. It's the second largest wooden structure made in the United States and displays a unique Victorian style of architecture. It first opened in 1888 as the largest hotel resort in the world, making it suitable for presidents, royalty, and even celebrities. However, not everyone who came here rested in peace. A 24-year-old woman who was desperately seeking the love by the name of Kate Morgan checked in, but never checked out. Her husband had recently went astray and was hoping to find some intimate company with a suitable gentleman. After a while, she became frustrated and was described as acting like she was ill and depressed. Eventually, she chose to take her own life at the hotel, while some still argue it was foul play. The room where the incident took place is now one of the most requested rooms at the hotel, where many guests have experienced flickering lights, mysterious breezes, and strange odors. Number 3. Point Sur Lighthouse. California has many beautiful beaches, but sometimes the buildings near them can become haunted. Such is the case for the Point Sur Lighthouse, which is often described as one of the most haunted places in California. It's believed to be haunted by many sailors who lost their lives during shipwrecks along the coast. It's been featured on shows such as Ghost Adventures, so you know it's legit. Located in Northern California on a volcanic rock, tours are only available early in the morning during the weekend. Is that because more ghosts come out at night? It really seems like it'd be a creepy place during the dark. Number 2. The Sharon Tate House. 10050 Celio Drive was the address where one of the world's most heinous and violent crimes took place in American history. Sharon Tate and 4 others were discovered by police when Charles Manson and his followers got a hold of them. Even some frightening messages were left in blood on the walls. Charles Manson had a frightening influence over his followers. He had his cult followers do the dirty work for him. He was the founder of what was called the Manson family, which was a group of hippies in the 1960s. He was found guilty of conspiracy to commit the homicide of 7 people, including the infamous crime scene at Roman Polanski's mansion. The final resident of the original house was the musician from 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. Before we get to our number 1, we'd like to ask you guys, do you think you'd live in a house where horrible things took place if it was up for sale on a huge discount? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video. And number 1, the Whaley House. Located in Old Town San Diego, many refer to this house as being at least one of the most haunted places in the United States, let alone California, and possibly the most haunted house ever. The main reason it gets such a reputation for being haunted is that it was built over an old graveyard. person was also sentenced to hang for stealing a boat where the building currently sits at. Those probably should have been some red flags. In any case, Thomas Whaley decided to construct the house all the way back in 1857. Not long after that, some horrible things would happen to their children. One was lost in a fire, and the other had been diagnosed with scarlet fever. Later on in 1882, one of Thomas's offsprings, Violet Whaley, had been suffering from a humiliating divorce. She took her own life with her father's .32 caliber rifle in the backyard outhouse. 3 more Whaleys would pass away within the next 68 years. People have reported very eerie feelings when they go inside, and even police officers have made paranormal sightings.
So which one did you think was the most mysterious? Let us know in the comments section and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video.